Namaskar, good morning, Ram Ram. Welcome to your own channel AC Astro. And today's video, as you all wait for this video, this is a weekly video, week starting from 23rd of June up to 29th June. How it will be for all 12 ascendants? Let's welcome Akash Chauhan from Calgary, Canada. Namaskar, Ram
Hello,
Ram
Rohitji.
Akash.
Namaskar, Ram Ram. Yeah, today we are going to talk about this week, the current week that is coming on, and what the planets are doing. When we talk about Aries ascendant, Moon is entering into Capricorn. So Moon enters into the 10th house, the fourth house Lord in the 10th house, aspecting the fourth house. That means a work-life balance kind of situation in the beginning of the week. Very nice start to the week. On top of that, when we see that Moon aspecting its own sign, sitting in the sign of an enemy, it means comfort in the house area, but there can be a little bit challenges or emotional ups and downs in the area related to career. Okay, so this is where we have to be more careful. Then Moon enters into the 11th house with Saturn. Whenever Moon and Saturn will come together, it will be Vishya Yoga. But again, fourth house Lord in the 11th house means gains, some kind of gains related to property, vehicles, some kind of happiness that comes to you through your goals getting complete. So, Saturn says that, okay, work hard and I will make sure that the goals are complete. So, this is what you need to be doing. Later, Moon enters into Pisces, into the 12th house. Here it makes a conjunction with Rahu. So after Saturn's affliction, it enters into Rahu in the 12th house. 12th house, house of expenses. You can expect some kind of expenses, maybe some kind of visiting to some family member or somewhere who is in the area related to some kind of health issues, some kind of health problems. Travel can happen, which has to be taken utmost care of. And then 29th of June is when Mercury will enter into Cancer. Now, this is an amazing thing. Whenever any planet that owns the sign, like for example, Mercury owns Gemini and is moving forward, that means it will give you good results of that house where it is sitting as well as the previous house. So, a lot of good news in terms of short distance travel, communication through siblings. In fact, in your home area, there will be a very nurturing kind of environment. So, a great week for all the Aries ascendant people from 23rd June till 29th June. This is the week that you have to take a little bit of caution related to Rahu in the and Moon in the 12th house, because it can create a little bit of illusion, expenses in terms of what you say, uh, even medical, even something related to legal court cases, because Ketu is also in the sixth house. So this is what you need to be careful about. And otherwise, it's an awesome, beautiful, wonderful week. All the best. For Taurus ascendant people, here Moon is entering into Capricorn, into the ninth house. Now, ninth house, when the third house Lord is in the ninth house, it is sitting exactly opposite, looking at the third house. That means short distance travel, some communication that you were supposed to receive for your favor, like so that you get some favor from someone, that is possible. And good time for spiritual awakening, very very nice time. When Moon is the ninth house, take the best of it, because it is the time that you can make amazing dharma related do amazing dharma related work, like going to a temple, doing some kind of donations, reading something, learning something. So it's a great time for you. Then Moon enters into the 10th house here with Saturn. Whenever Moon and Saturn will come together, there will be a little bit challenge. And Saturn, on the other hand, very soon in next 3 or 4 days, it is going to get retrograde. So before that, when Saturn and Moon are together, this is the time that you need to make complete, you need to be absolutely sure about your career, and not to get into any kind of toxic conversations in your career, which can create a little bit of challenge. But on the other hand, Moon aspecting the fourth house is very very nice, because it has the original energy of Moon. Good news from mother, good news through mother, or maybe the health of mother, if it was going up and down, you can feel much better. Some kind of expenses that you can see related to your house and home can be possible. Okay, some kind of getting something, fixing something can be possible. Moon enters into the 11th house. This is the house where Moon will conjunct with Rahu. Now, what you need to be absolutely careful about is when Moon and Rahu are together, it is completely illusion. Your mind goes in completely illusion. This is the 11th house. So, in your social gathering, in a little bit of, with your elder siblings, with your social gathering, with your friends, with your colleagues, you have to be very careful not to try to do any gossip, not to try to do any kind of back, bitching about someone, because this can create a little bit of hurdle in your life, because as soon as moon goes in the 12th house, there will be losses, huh? So we don't want any kind of things to happen because of the problem that you create today. In fact, it is also the time that you can expect some kind of rewards, maybe some kind of monetary benefits from your workplace. So some communication related to monetary benefits can come to you. So great news. Then Mercury enters into Cancer. Now Mercury is entering into the third house, which is an pakka, like the Mercury actually, if you see the whole command is on communication, and this third house belongs to it belongs to moon here, but the nature is communication, right? So this is a time, a lot of clear communication that can come to you. uh, Learning new skill development, trying to enroll into some courses, or trying to be given some kind of courses, or some kind of what we say, some kind of responsibility or added responsibility by your workplace is possible during this time. There is also a chance that because of your communicative skills, or something, you will crack a big deal and a lot of monetary benefits, because Mercury rules the second and the fifth house here. So that's a very great news. So all the best. Awesome week for you. Take care. When we talk about Gemini ascendant people, Moon is entering into Capricorn. It is entering into the eighth house. Moon is a Maraka here, and especially a very, very potent one. Entering into the eighth house of longevity can create a little bit of hurdle or ups and downs in the area related to your health. So, what is supposed to be done? Health has to be taken at utmost care. In fact, Moon aspecting its own sign means that wealth can be coming to you. And, what is the eighth house? Eighth house is insurance. So, it means that if there is any kind of bigger major health problems, and if you're covered by insurance, you will be getting a lot of help during this time. So a great news for you. In fact, one more thing is family money. If any family money is stuck somewhere, this is a time that you may be able to receive something like that. Then Moon enters into Aquarius, into the ninth house. Ninth house is the house of your destiny, making a very, very poisonous yoga here. This means that in the destiny area, or someone who you think it's your mentor or someone, can create a little bit of poison in your life, can add a little bit of difficulty in your life. So this is where you need to not completely rely on your destiny, but also rely on research and hard work, which is important for you. Then Moon enters into the 10th house with Rahu. Now, Rahu in the 10th house is absolutely benefic, but Moon entering into this 10th house, second house lot means, you know, in the career area, you may be spending, or you may be putting some wealth out there, which is going to be putting a dent on your pocket. So, some kind of big expenses coming to you in the career area. Also, this is a time not to get conned by people. People can come and con you. They can give you some kind of business proposal idea, take your money. So not a good time for investment during this week. Okay, so avoid at all costs. Then Mercury enters into the second house. The ascendant rod in the second house means because of your own effort and own things. Second house is the house of wealth, accumulated wealth. Your accumulated wealth will increase. So not to make very big decisions in the area related to career, not to put big money, pump in money. In fact, this is a time, if you have money, invest it into some kind of long term mutual funds or banking or government activities, which is going to help you the most. On top of that, Mercury in the second house can create some kind of dental issues as well, because it is the house of Moon. So remember, Mercury and Moon are not good friends. Dental issues, problem in the tooth area, in the mouth area, ulcers and stuff like that can happen. So I don't know if you know, but if you use alum powder, to gargle or to put it in your mouth where the afflicted or affected area is, you will feel a lot of better, because as soon as you take any kind of alum powder, it is completely a remedy of mercury. Okay, all the best. Have a great, wonderful week, and see you next week. Cancer ascendant people. When we talk about Cancer, see, Moon is the most fastest moving planet, and Cancer ascendant people, exactly like Moon, very, very immediately, or very, very every moment, there is some kind of different mood that you are into. Sometimes very scared, sometimes very, very happy, sometimes very undecided, lot of things. Now, Moon entering into Capricorn, into the seventh house here. This is the time that Lagna Lord, exactly, the ascendant comes in descendant. Now here, seventh house is the house of relationship, spouse, partners, your associations, contracts, legal signing. This is the time that a little bit of ups and downs with spouse can be seen. Some kind of rift, conflict can be happening during this time. So what do you need to do is we need to have patience and an open mind, clear communication. Make sure that you know that if you're hearing this and moon is in this house, and you feel that yes man, there is going to be some potential problem between me and my husband or wife, and this is the moon position, you have to be quiet now. That is what is required. Then moon enters into the eighth house. Eighth house is also the house of sudden ups and downs, not a very, very positive house. So moon this time is afflicted for all week for everyone. So if it is happening for you, it is happening for your spouse as well as your business partners, as well as your parents, as everyone, right? Your children. So this is the time that when Lagna Lord goes in the eighth house, deep dark secrets are revealed. And the poison that has been created in your life by other people, you will get to know about it. Things will emerge you know, out of nowhere. You'll say, oh, this was underlying problem. This is how you will be able to, um, what you say, understand during this time that what is happening. Suggestion is that during this time not to invest any big money uh, in any kind of share market, stock market, crypto, this that. No, you should not be investing any money, because eighth house is also the house of sudden losses. So we don't want any kind of speculative losses that is happening. Then moon enters into the ninth house. Ninth house is the house of your father, luck, devotion. Here moon is making sure that it is conjuncting with Rahu. है ना? The Lagna Lord in the ninth house, very nice, but Rahu together with the Lagna Lord in the ninth house will put you through a lot of illusion in these areas. You may feel that you are very lucky, but somewhere you must have been conned. You maybe feel that okay man, this mentor or guru or someone is trying to help us, but the motive of that guru can be a little bit of vicious. Okay, and same way, you can think that you are doing something for religion, this that, but not. um, do so many appointments. People say, oh, we are very spiritual. The definition of spiritual in people's life is, oh, they are taking the name of Ram or Allah or Jesus. That is not how spiritual you become. Spiritual is how you become an instrument of God and try to help other people without anything in return. That is spirituality. Okay. So here you have to be careful in the area related to your destiny. Don't be too much, rely on luck. Try to use your brain as well. Then Mercury enters into the ascendant. Now here Mercury, if you see third house lord and also the 12th house lord, this is the time that from short distance travel or maybe traveling to a longer, like long distance for a short period of time, you may find some positivity, profit, monetary benefit, some kind of contract signing, some kind of communication from far off lands, where it says that okay man, here you're granted this thing or visa or your whatever you need from in auspicious way from foreign country, or from short like or intercity, like maybe a city next to you or maybe a foreign country. You will receive some positive communication during this time. So all the best. Have a wonderful day. See you next week. For Leo ascendant people, here Moon is the 12th house lord. Entering into the 6th house makes a Viprit Raj Yog. That means problem will come, but he will be able to solve it immediately. It also says that Moon, 23rd of June, enters into Capricorn, looks at the 12th house, gives a hint that there can be some kind of travel that you may be doing, which will create and honestly, Rohit ji, see, 26th of June, I'm traveling, and Moon is going to just leave here and enter. So it is absolutely so correct. I also didn't know that moon is going to come here during this day. 26th of June, I'm traveling to London. So here, 26th of June is when moon will enter. First, it enters into the 6th house. Now, 6th house is the house of daily work routine and, anything to do with your workplace. Moon aspecting the 12th house can cause losses in the workplace. Okay, so you have to be careful that not to do not to be any kind of pain in someone else's problems. Try to be a little bit of adjusting and a little bit of, how do I say, patience is the key during this time. Health wise, you have to be very careful, because here stomach related problems, some kind of water retention, some kind of problem like um, uh, you know lose motions, and any water related problems can happen, so we have to be very careful. Then moon enters into the seventh house. Seventh house is the house related to your partnerships. When we talk about this, Saturn and moon are here. It can create a little bit of rift between partnerships as well. And now I can see why. See, for my wife, she's Cancer, and here this is Leo. Her, that also it shows that partnership problem, and here also, so there will be some kind of issues, I think, between her and me. But yeah, for you also, everyone, there can be issues between your partners, business partners, any kind of relationship which is very unconditional love can have some kind of rift or some kind of poisonous conversation here, which you have to be very careful about. Not a good time to sign any legal documents. If there is any job offer, if you can wait for 1 or 2 days to reply back, good time for you. Okay, think through. Lot of thinking has to be done before signing any contracts during this time. Then moon enters into the eighth house. Second time in a week, it's making Vipreet Rajyog. So that means some problem is Vipreet problem is coming to you, and Raja Yoga will help you to come out of it. I was the Vipreet Rajyog, Rohitji. I was hearing this from a childhood. We say, right, Vinash Kale Vipreet Buddhi. So this Vipreet, the problem is that when you try to act over smart, there will be problems. So here it is the time not to do any over smart when it comes to health. If there is a health concern, go and immediately check it. And it applies to me also. I have been ignoring my heart problem. It was paining. I'm like, okay. So I think this has to be addressed because it's showing very clearly in the chart that there can be some kind of Vipreet problems. Suddenly some problem comes and you will be able to solve it, but the problem will come. Number one is that. Secondly, there is also challenge related to investments during this time, not to do any kind of investments. And foreign travel will happen, can bring you a lot of expenses. So this is what can happen during this time. So you have to be vigilant and very careful in area related to health and any legal matters. Immediately take care of it. Then Mercury enters into the 12th house. Now the 11th house lord, the second house lord, is in the 12th house. That means there will be expenses related to family as well as related to your social circle. Suddenly, siblings, friends, social circle, there can be some expenses, there can be some get-togethers, parties, good auspicious events. 12th house is also the house of spirituality, so spiritually you may feel very nice during this time. So great time, but expenses will be on the rise for all the Leo ascendant people during this week. So try to be as conservative as you can. Try to be only working on necessities rather than luxury. Okay, all the best. Virgo. For Virgo ascendant people, Moon is entering into Capricorn. Now, here Moon is entering into the fifth house. Moon is the Lord of the 11th house, entering into the fifth house. This is a Mahalakshmi yoga, by the way. Okay, because this is a time that fifth house is also the Lakshmi Trikon, and 11th house is absolutely gain. So Virgo ascendant people can expect some good returns gains through speculative stock markets. Everything will be in green during this week. So great time for you. Then moon, acha, there is also one good news. If your children, if your even if your loved ones are trying to achieve some goal of their life, okay, I want to achieve this, I want to be here right now, then you may find some very very positive news here. Then moon enters into the sixth house. Here the 11th house lord in the sixth house, that means small little kind of diseases or health problems, migraine, any problem to do with stomach infection. See, Saturn is here, Visha yoga, food poisoning, stomach infection, going to a doctor, going to for a blood test, any kind of infection, fungal infection, throat infection. Sixth house is also stomach, intestine infection can happen during this time. So what we need to do, absolutely be sattvic in the food area, not to do any kind of big, not to have any big feast which can create problem like this. But workplace wise, there can be also challenges in terms of someone trying to create a little bit of poisonous atmosphere in the work. Best part, ignore them. Look at Moon and Saturn collectively looking at the 12th house of spiritual bliss. So, spiritually, try to take advantage of this time. Make sure you meditate. Make sure you let go things. है ना? Don't fight back. This is what is required. Then Moon enters into Pisces, into the seventh house. Now, it starts with a very, very good week, and speculative gains, money. Then it enters into a little bit of health problem because money comes, you go spend, eat this, that, health problem comes. Health problems come, you become irritated. Then you go to the seventh house where Moon is going to be conjuncting Rahu. Here, there can be challenges in terms of relationship. Some people will say that I told you not to eat this. This is what has happened. Such kind of problems. Not a good time to sign any kind of documents, any kind of legal documents, any kind of things related to marriage. Uh, there can be instances that you may be, whenever Moon will come here every time of the month, you may feel that, oh, I want separation from this person, I don't want to live with this person. There can be such kind of tendencies in your heart. Try to just make sure that it is very, very, it is for a very, very shorter period of time. Gains through partnerships can be coming here, huh? So gains through partnership will come, but misunderstanding in partnership is also possible because of Moon is the mind. So your mind can get some kind of, false illusion that, okay, this person is doing like this to me, which can create problems. So don't try to argue, have a clear open communication. And gains is coming through partnership because the 11th house lord is in the 7th house, right? So gains is going to come. All the best. Have a wonderful week. But oh, I forgot, Mercury. Mercury is entering into Cancer here. The Kendra Lord, the Lagna Lord in the 11th house, that means absolute gains are coming to your way. So, money, monetary wise, things are very nice. But the problem is that health wise and relationship wise, you have to maintain that balance here. In fact, this is the time that you maybe socially have some recognition, or maybe through your career, there will be some award or some kind of reward that you may get. But socially, you need to be responsible, as well as on the other hand, relationship wise, don't try to understand and work on your research rather than other people coming and telling to you what they think about it. Okay, so try to make the best of it. All the best. Have a great week, and let's see you next week. Libra ascendant people, the world's most best ascendant. All one girl, one someone, Samantha, sent me one message. One girl messaged that I am Libra ascendant. She must be watching. I don't know. I'm sorry. And she said that I'm your favorite ascendant. Send a lot of hearts. Samantha replied that you know Akash sir does not use this number directly. I use this because it is a what to say. It is like, we get like so many messages, so it's very impossible for him to read the messages. So that girl said that, okay, sent a selfie of hers, a very nice, like a very good selfie, and said, "Tell, show Akash this. Maybe he would want to talk to me directly." I told her, reply, I'm married. I don't have any interest like that. But just imagine that the love of Libra people towards me. Anyways, for Libra ascendant people, Moon is entering into Capricorn. Now, when Moon enters into the Kendra Lord in the Kendra, very, very awesome time for all the Libra ascendant people. Starts with a beautiful, blissful time in your family, in your social security will be taken care of. There can be good news in terms of real estate or vehicle or anything that you're looking in that area. Good time that you can spend with your mother or motherly figures during this time, and lot of inner peace and happiness in the beginning of the week. Great time. But then as week forwards, Moon enters into the fifth house, and fifth house is children, love life. Here we have to be careful that there can be a little bit of challenges in the love area, some kind of poison. Kids, there may be some kind of trouble related to kids. Monetary benefit, inner peace, everything is good, but kids may create some kind of trouble which may make you anxious during this time. You may have to focus more on kids and say that, oh man, this is what is happening. Those who don't have kids will have to focus on their love life, because here love life can be afflicted. Poison, some kind of arguments, some kind of not clear communication. Fifth house is also the house of brain. Your brain can have a little bit of challenges, like thinking creative out of the box. Very, very mediocre time in creativity. Then Moon enters into the sixth house. The 10th house slot is in the sixth house with Rahu. Some kind of sudden ups and downs in the area related to your workplace, career, poison in the career. What is Rahu? It's Grahan Yoga. That means in the workplace, in office, there can be some kind of politics, some kind of trouble that you may have to deal with during this week. See, in the beginning of the week, it starts with a lot of happiness. Happiness continues. Then the children come and make a little bit of life mess, or love life, or your romantic partner makes your life mess. Then it comes to the workplace. There you have a little bit of challenges. But what good is happening is that finally the ninth house lord is going into the 10th house, that is Mercury, into the 10th house. And here Mercury is ruling the ninth house of your destiny as well as 12th house of your expenses. It goes into the 10th house. That means because of your 12th house lord trading 11th from itself, there will be gains through some kind of foreign lands in your workplace if you're in any business. Secondly, because ninth house lord is also in the 10th house, that means gains through some different culture, creed, religion, knowledge that you have in yourself. So gains in career is also seen during this time. So amazing time. Only thing is that kids wise, romantic partner wise, and health wise, and your workplace wise, make sure that you are absolutely vigilant not to miss any small details, and try to be focused on these areas. And if you're Libra ascendant, don't send any selfies. Okay. All the best. I wish I was not married. Then I would have married all the Libra ascendant people in the world. है ना? 1,000 wives. कौन था वो? Rasputin. Russian leader, Russian King's Council. He he had like all the women after him. He was not even good looking, just like me, very bad looking guy. But stars. Scorpio ascendant people. When we talk about Scorpio ascendant people, Moon enters into Capricorn. Now Moon is entering into the third house here, and Moon is the lord of the ninth house. That means lord of higher learning, entering into the house of learning communication. What does this mean? That during this time there may be some kind of long distance travel for a shorter period of time, and it can be for learning, for training purposes, any kind of short city travel for another place to learn something or to deal to third is also written communication, to get contract signed. uh, Maybe also try to maybe there can be chances that you go out with siblings, you go out with any kind of friends that are your just like your brothers, that kind of brothers, sisters, the close friends who are like family. There may be some kind of sudden event, sudden plan that you will do. But on the other hand, this is a house of hard work. Hard work is required during this time. You cannot rely only on destiny. Then Moon enters into the fourth house. Now, this is the time that those people who are expecting visa for the foreign countries, you may get it because your fourth house is completely got afflicted now. Whenever fourth house is afflicted, then is when you will get visa, anything. Like third house indicates a written communication from the government. Fourth house tells you finally that yes, man, there is chances that you may get some kind of good results here. Now, visa, foreign travel, anything to do with this is not a good time to deal in any kind of house agreement, rental agreement, anything to do with what we say, vehicle registration or vehicle renewal, or if you do check your insurances, that if your insurance is expired. Very strangely, Roji, into 2011, I was driving and someone came in front of my car. They were two friends were playing and he came in front of my car. I hit him. He got his leg fractured. Just imagine the irony of life. My insurance expires on 9th of December 2011, and 10th of morning, 10:30 a.m. this event happens. 7 years, 6 years I was in court for this. After that, I got clean because it was not my fault. But because my insurance was expired one day, like not even 10 hours, I had to spend like almost 2.5, 3 lakh rupees here just to get tackle this situation. That okay, man, let lawyer come, because police said no, we will have to make a case and this and that. Just imagine, this is the irony of sometimes luck. Some it is just right there and suddenly everything goes away. So you have to be very up to date with all your insurances, payments, everything related to this. This is required. Your fourth house also says that this is the house of mother. Saturn and Moon coming together says little bit of difficult time for mother in terms of her health. So you have to be taking care of that area as well. Then Moon enters into the fifth house. Fifth house is children. Rahu and Moon here. Little bit stress because of children, their health, their studies, their attitude. On the other hand, also misunderstanding between romantic couples. This is another problem here. This is the house of unconditional love. Anyone where there is unconditional love going out, there will be challenges that you may be facing here because of Rahu and Moon together. So, what is the time? What is this time that, you know, if you cannot use your brain, use someone else's. Simple. When you don't know that what to do, go and ask someone else that, okay, manly, I'm having this problem. How do I tackle this? So go to your mother, go to your father, go to some mentor, go to some guru, and try to understand that if this is the problem, how do I tackle this? Okay. And also not a good time to do any kind of speculative share market big transaction, because Rahu can create illusion on your mind and lot of monetary loss can happen. Then this is a good time, but Mercury, the eighth house lord, Mercury here, which is the lord of the 11th house as well, enters into the ninth house. So that means gains through partnerships, sudden gains, destiny rises, lot of goals get completed. If there is any travel that is required, will now happen. You will get the tickets finally to fly. So a good time for also dharma related activities, trying to get into some kind of temple, doing donations, helping little children, little girls to, for education, higher education. This is what you should be focusing on during this week. Monetary wise, your Jupiter is second house lord is in the seventh house, so that means monetary wise you will be doing absolutely wonderful during this time. But dharma wise also, righteousness wise also, you should be focusing a lot during this time. All the best. Thank you. See you next week. Sagittarius ascendant people, when Moon enters into Capricorn here, it is the second house. So now second house is the house that is related to wealth, family, and speech. Moon is the lord of the eighth house coming into the second house. That means because of your past investments or past deeds or past karma, this is the time that you may receive some monetary benefit. This is very good. Eighth house lord in the second house, sudden gains of wealth, suddenly hidden from hidden sources. So this is one thing. Secondly, family wise, there will be a lot of support during this time. Inheritances, any kind of money or any kind of thing that you want related or with your family, or need to initiate a conversation related to some kind of money that can be shared between you and your family members. This is the right time for it. But right time is only 23rd to 26th. Later what happens is Moon enters into the third house, communication house, and making a conjunction of Visha yoga. That means when Saturn and Moon are together, this is a poisonous yoga which can create a little bit poison in your communication, in receiving information. Third house is also the house of receiving information. So here you can find a little bit of challenge. So don't try to believe in any other person. Try to be doing your research your own self. This is absolutely required during this week. Then also third house is the house of visa. There can be some rejections of visa or stuff like that during this time, which can create a little bit of trouble. But on the other hand, those who have such kind of placement of Saturn already in the third house and they get this moon, then it is positive for them. You may receive some good news as well. But those who don't have it in transit, it is not good. And why some people may get good news is because Moon is entering into the fourth house, disturbing the fourth house, giving an indication that there may be chances of you to travel abroad away from your home country. So it's very, 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 very dicey to say if it is good or bad unless and until we see your chart in detail. But those people who have Saturn in the third house and waiting for visa or any kind of foreign travel will happen. Those who do not have and just it's a transit, then it is a problem for them. So, more detail will come when we look at your chart personally. Fourth house, Rahu and Moon also creates a little bit of insecurity in your heart related to your family life, related to your mother, related to someone taking advantage of your family and you not able to help during this time. So these kind of emotions, things are possible. Also, career wise, you have to be very careful because Moon is aspecting the 10th house. That is the house where Ketu is there. So someone trying to put some things in your mind which is not does not even exist can create a little bit of issue. Like sometimes what happens, we don't have any problem with the other friend but some other person would have, and they will keep creating that what you say, they will keep putting that thing like, okay, this is that person is like that, so suddenly you also start feeling a little bit challenged for your friend or for your family member. So it is better not to listen to other people. Then this is the time that Mercury enters into Cancer. Now it is the eighth house when Mercury is entering. So it is Kendra Lord and the career lord and the relationship lord. So career wise, uh, okay, sudden ups and downs, losses of job, job loss, change of role, change of designation, suddenly long distance travel, or maybe some kind of legal battle that can start in the career area. On the other hand, when we talk about uh, gains, there will be gains through partnership here, gains through any kind of investment that has been done together, like with someone. Like if two people have invested somewhere, there will be gains here. So two standards: Mercury in the career will give sudden ups and downs, but through partnership, if anything has been done, get great gains during this time. Not a good time to invest a lot of money in some place. Not a good time to also start new relationship or sign new documents related to relationship, like a marriage certificate or something. If it can be avoided for this month, avoid it. um, Overall good week. Make sure that monetary wise everything is good, but here problem is in the things related to other people putting things in your head, rather than it's not your problem during this week, it's other people's problem that you may be stressed about. So try to be more conservative, more relaxed during this time. All the best, and see you next week. For Capricorn ascendant people, here Moon is in the Lagna right now. Okay, Kendra Lord in the Lagna. Now, what happens is when seventh house Lord comes into the ascendant, it will try to improve all your relationships. Will try to improve bring coordinate relationship between husband and wife. But on the other hand, Moon in the first house is called Moon is a luminary, right? Moon and Sun. They are not they considered graha, but end of the day they're luminaries. They are the one that are giving exactly creating what you say impact on our life the most. That's why moon is considered too much in Vedic astrology. The moon, moon sign, moon nakshatra, that is your nakshatra, that is what it is said, because you are made out of moon energy. Now moon here will try to make your personality also a little bit of, you know um, personality little bit of bright during this time. So try to be very open to changes and adaptations. There is moon entering into the second house. The second house is family. Moon and Saturn together may require some kind of money from your pocket for the family. Some kind of expenses are coming your way. On the other hand, because moon is the lord of the seventh house, so through partnership money can be received as well. So that is, good news. But spending is also there. This is the time not to eat any kind of thing that can create a little bit of problem in the area related to your like acid problem in your mouth, ulcers. Not to eat very very hot items. This is the tongue. When we eat something hot and tongue get burned, everything is related to the second house. This is also the time that we can discuss about your what you say your status in the society can be jeopardized. Someone can tell you something wrong which can impact you. So this is also the house of self-respect. Self-respect can have a little bit of poisonous approach by someone. So try to be more strong. Then moon enters into the third house. Third house is the house of short distance travel, younger siblings. Also, it is the house of your neighbors. So this is also the time that Rahu and Moon are together. There can be some illusion in your mind regarding your siblings, regarding some kind of short distance travel that you're doing. Will be very not fruitful for you. Some kind of skill development that you will trying to do for a longer period of time, no, it will not be happening. So try to be focused more on your communication during this time. Try to be keep as less communication as possible, but as effective communication as possible without creating any kind of um, challenges around yourself only. Then Mercury is the lord of the sixth house here and the lord of the ninth house, enters into the seventh house here. So any legal troubles that you are going through, you may get victory in that. Any related problem related to relationships or health, you may find good solution, good news there. But the problem is that here it can create a little bit of rift or misunderstanding between your spouse and you, between your business partner and you. There can be some kind of misunderstanding which can create to long term problems. So try to be, see, your chart is like this, right? Your seventh house is getting afflicted. Why? Because this guy is going to give victory, good news from the house related to the previous one, you know. But from the ninth house where Ketu is sitting, okay, where the it is sitting, you know, if you see the impact of um, Mercury, from Mercury, the third house for Mercury is the house related to the destiny and communication. So there will be challenges there. But from the ninth house, the 11th placement is Mercury in the seventh house, which means that gains through dharma, gains through guru, gains through any kind of education. So during this time, try to focus on these things rather than creating a little bit of challenge with your business partners or as well as your spouse. You should avoid this. Clear communication is required, but when Mercury enters into the moon house, it is more of emotional disturbances that happens and which can affect you and put anxiety, depression in your mind. So try to avoid any kind of emotional communication. Try to be more practical during this time. And very important for all the Capricorn ascendant people, because Jupiter is in the fifth house to do Lakshmi Ma and as well as Narayan, like Lakshmi Vishnu mantras during this time. Very important. Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shreem. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Shreem. Simple. The whole world is yours. All the best. See you next week. For Aquarius ascendant people, Moon is entering into Capricorn into the 12th house. Now, 6th house Lord in the 12th house, Vipreet Rajyog, biggest to biggest problem related to your health may come to the surface but also be solved. Suddenly, you will find some blessing from God, from somewhere, which will say that, okay, man, this problem was coming to you. Now, this is a big problem that has come to you, but this is the solution to it. Don't worry. But what that solution will require? Expenses. Why? Because Moon is in the 12th house of expenses. 6th house Lord in the 12th house, expenses related to workplace, expenses related to court cases, legal troubles, expenses related to enemies, expenses related to health matters, expenses related to medicine, and also coming back to routine. So, you know, when we say, oh, I will start gym, first the money goes to the gym. I will get good diet, then you get protein powder. I will get this, then you get these kind of foods. So what? It's expensive. So expenses happen when you want to come into a lifestyle as well. Okay. So this is what is going to happen during this time. But then Moon enters into Aquarius. Now, Moon entering into Aquarius here tells that when Saturn and Moon are conjunct in the Lagna, but Saturn is in Mool Trikon, just going to go retrograde next day, in just 2 days. Here, we have to be absolutely careful in our attitude, because our attitude can be poisonous here. You can become a pain in someone else's understand where. So don't try to do this kind of, there can be manipulative kind of mind you will have, that okay, let me manipulate some kind of monetary benefit that you want to receive from someone. You may use unethical measures or unethical ways here, which you have to be very careful. Okay, that means here when ascendant has such kind of placement, poison is in your brain, not somewhere else. Careful. But what happens during this time? One more thing, emotionally, you will be completely drained off, and that will lead you to saying that, okay, this person does not care about me. Why the hell should I care about it? But this is going away from righteousness and dharma. Try to be in that dharmic pattern. Then Moon enters into the second house, here, house of family, house of money. And again, I told you, whenever Rahu and Moon, Rahu is in the second house, people try to find unethical measures to earn money, and Moon coming here will enhance that, but it can create more enemies for you, more legal trouble for you, more challenges for you. More money that comes right now is okay, very nice, I got this in my account, but that will only lead to bigger problems. Try to be as ethical as possible during this time, and also make sure that, oh, this is a very lucky period for gains, huh, by the way, like a lot of gains through workplace, suddenly gains through career and so many things, sudden gains is there, but that gain should be through the right measures. That is what I'm trying to here highlight. Then Mercury enters into the sixth house. Mercury here also makes a Vipreet Rajyog. That means any trouble that is in the workplace, any trouble that is related to your long term illnesses, any trouble or any monetary benefit that you're looking from your kids, any loan that you've applied, any kind of debt that you applied that will be helping your kids grow or your loved ones grow. This is a good time for receiving that kind of benefit. Any kind of loan, any kind of enemies, small communication and everything is solved. When Mercury enters into any house, that house requires some communication. So here, If you are applying for any kind of debt, any kind of workplace, any kind of thing, be more open to communications, be more open to speaking. That will help you achieve that very fast. So great time for all the Aquarius ascendant people. I will see you guys next week. All the best. For Pisces ascendant people, Moon is entering into Capricorn. Now, Moon here is the Lord of the fifth house. Very, very awesome. When Lord of the fifth house enters the 11th house, that is gains of money. Higher goals are achieved. Education wise, you get some kind of goal completion. Okay, done. Some exam you gave. Finally, I got the result. I'm all done. Anything that requires higher goals to be set or to be completed, 11th house has to have a benefic planet. Moon is a benefic planet, also rules a very benefic place here. I would say that in this chart, Moon is kind of yoga karaka. Okay, because it rules the fifth house, and if a luminary rules such kind of house, positive house, that means it becomes the most positive, even more than Jupiter. It becomes the most positive planet here. So let's make the best of it. Let's do all the things related to children, education, speculative gain. In share market also, your speculative gains will go very much higher. Everything will be green. Try to make profit out of it as well, right? Because it's not going to always be the same. As soon as you're getting so much gains, Moon will enter into 12,000 and say, oh, why you have got so much gains, let's spend the money. And that money can be also spent on stupidest things possible, because your mind is now afflicted subconsciously. It is having poison on itself. Secondly, you will become very slow think. You will not be able to think very fast, which can create you to do lot longer, larger expenses. That means, especially, many people will get some money and say, okay, why not apply here and travel to foreign country, and they go to some holiday, go for leisure, go for happiness, and you will be spending all your money. Other thing is very important, good way. Go to a jewelry shop, try to get, say that, oh, I have this much money, give me a gold bar. That is also an expense. But what will happen? You will be solving the purpose of Mahalakshmi in your chart. That is the fifth house lord sitting in the 12th house. Expenses for sure, but what for what? For accumulating Mahalakshmi. One is you go to a holiday, spend all the money, drink, eat, and say, ah, nice. Other, you go to the bank, say that, okay, man, I will take a small piece of gold, keep it in my locker. So this is now another way of happiness. Wow, I have a little bit of safety here. And I will take a small trip also. This much money I have, I will go to a nearby place and have my leisure also. Try to not be lavishly spending, because then later Moon enters into the Lagna, that is the ascendant. The fifth house lord in the Lagna is very auspicious, but this is because of Rahu. Your mind will be completely under illusion. You can create a little bit of, you can be, this time you will be your own enemy, creating problems for your own self. So what is required, that make sure that we do get into anything with a lot of research. Don't try to speculative gains is possible for you because it's a Moon is very good planet, है ना? But also it does not mean that greed will come to you. Every planet is looking at how greedy you are. है ना? Rahu can fulfill that greed by giving you material wealth, this, that. Ketu, if you're greedy for spirituality, Ketu will give you that. है ना? If you're greedy for knowledge, Jupiter will give you that. If you're needy for hard work, Saturn will give you that. So you have to become needy in the right place, not in the wrong place. And don't try to. What is um, what is Rahu doing in the first house right now? Rahu, whenever it is in the house of Jupiter, it is acting like Jupiter, but an over smart one. Okay, and Moon coming here means that you can become overconfident, and which will be a destruction for your own self. So if you see in the mirror, you'll say, "Oh, this is created by me only. There is no other one who has created this problem." So try to be as calculative and as researchful as you can during this time, especially for speculative investments like stock market, crypto, this, that. You will get gains, but does not mean that blindly you will put money, right? Then fifth house again has good results here. The Kendra Lord has gone to the fifth house, telling you that gains through speculation, gains through children, gains through romantic partners, like lot of monetary gains during this week. But also remember that with these gains come expenses also. So expenses for leisure or for investments, that is your choice. Mars in the second house, second house Lord in the second house, telling you that, yeah, I'm giving you money, man. Second house Lord aspecting the fifth house. What do you need more? You know, everything is like in your favor. Aspecting, in fact, Mars is also aspecting your ninth house of destiny. So it is a very good time for monetary benefits. But saving this is in your hands. I don't know how you will save it. If you want to save it, don't know how to save it, send it to me. I will save it. All the best, guys. See you next week. Thank you, Rohit ji.
Thank you very much, and good techniques of saving money. Send it to Akashi, he will save it for you. Thank you very much. And thanks to all the family members. This is the right time. On the in India, people are on the bed watching phone. So this video is for you. Plan your week ahead. And in other countries, maybe this is good morning. So this is good for you also. So thank you very much, Akashi, and thanks to all the family members of AC Astro. And for the consultations, there are the appointment number on the screen, or there is a link in the description box also. Click connect and you will be directly on the WhatsApp, and you will have a video consultation with Akashi. Thank you.
Ji.
We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, Jai Shri Ram, Jai
Jai
Hanuman, Jai
Hind.
Mata. Om Namah Shivaya.